All right, what's going on, traders? Time for a daily recap. This is for 11/7/18. So Netflix, I talked about the day before how I had kind of held on to these, right? So I did most of them here, and I took them all off, and I had a couple, and you can see they just go down to, they're now like at 44 cents that happened this day. But this is what I like about options so much is I'm able to, work it. I can hold a piece in case it does continue, but what I'm giving up here is it's capped, right? The risk is capped. I have two contracts left, right? So, $700 left. Um, I booked gains with 20 contracts, so I'm giving up like maybe a quarter of my profits. The next day it goes to zero. I don't care. Well, it could come back. I'm still holding these, right? There's a chance that it could come back. If we have a weakness day, I can even add to these, right? So that's why I do it. I like to. I generally don't add, but I do have rules around it, or sometimes I will add to this. But the point is that you can see the stress-free. I capped my risk. I don't have to put a stop in place. I don't have to manage it. I could have just as easily sold it all here, right? And I'm fixing to go over that, why I don't, because I like to continue to work a position because I like to add to winners the next day. So day trading, I'll take my gains, and I'll set myself up so that, as you can see, I books a few grand and I hold on to, 500, 600, whatever. I'm still in the trade. If in the next morning I could wake up like you're fixing to see on the calls, I'll wake up the next morning, I'm in the money, I'm adding to a winner instead of trying to get in a position. Now I'm adding to a winner, and it just changes the game. Let's see. I'd much rather be adding to a winner. Oops. Now I played multiple strikes on this, but I'm just going to show you the one that I have from yesterday's recap. 18/11/09. Sorry, I can't do two things at once. All right, so I just want to show you this was from yesterday's recap, and this is where I played it yesterday, right? I caught a little bit of this, and all I did was hold on to a small piece. Okay, so this morning, as we get this dip the next morning, we closed the gap. We came down here. I took the position. I took the new strike. Once we came down here and we touched the 200 MA, I took a new strike. I took the 325s, okay? So I took the 325 strikes. Down here, when we got this dip and we closed the gap, I was able to get some size here and add to this, okay? So I added to my 330s. Now, this is like I was saying before, this is the only time is I have to be convinced that I'm right, or I will never add to one of these. I just won't add. I've already booked my gains. I have to have a really high conviction that I'm going to be right. Otherwise, I just don't add. I just take a new strike. Well, I was pretty convinced once we close this gap, we're going to rip. Once Netflix got over pre-market highs, I was really convinced that we were going to rip. And so I have multiple strikes. I keep this 330s. This gives me the ability to just hold them and let them go. I have another strike that I can use to work a core. The 325s I can actually sell and buy back, whatever, however I want to manage the core. And these I can just hold and try to just take a couple of sells, right? So this one I held. I was saying it all day in chat, is this is a buy day. Netflix is going to go all the way to 331, at least 326. We come up here, we pop 326, 328, pull back, and this thing held all day. There's no reason to believe that it can't continue, right? So this was an incredible, incredible, nice big fat win. The 325s were a nice big fat win. And yes, I am still holding a piece, just like I talk about every day. I'm still holding a piece. So that's how it went. SQ, locked in some fat gains on SQ, got some NVIDIA, is just chopping around, hasn't done anything on NVIDIA too well. But it's not over till it's over. Not over till the end of the week. Booked some good gains so far. So anyway, that's the daily recap. See ya. Peace.